Real quick before the video starts, I just want to remind you, clean up after yourselves when you're on the range, because there is so much glass and ceramic from these plates that people just shoot. There's a shooting range that got closed down just only a couple miles down the road from here because of this, because people wouldn't clean up after themselves. If you want to keep shooting on public land, clean up after yourself. Don't leave all this here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It is I, your favorite LARPer, Bravo Actual. Today, we are looking at the Polymer 80 Glock 17 frame/build kit. I was not paid by Polymer 80. I'm pretty sure they're fairly close to going out of business due to some unconstitutional gun laws that have been passed recently about building guns in your basement, or in your mother's basement, I should say, because you're watching me. You're probably LARPing pretty hard in your cry-AVS in your mother's basement. So what it is basically just a Gen 3 parts kit on an 80% lower. That's where the name Polymer 80 comes from. Their lowers are made out of polymer. They're 80%. So technically legal to send just through the mail, because you yourself, as the purchaser, has to finish making the gun. Super simple. They give you instructions and a little guide block so that you don't drill a hole in the wrong space or cut something you didn't need to cut out. A lot easier than just kind of going in blind and taking a Dremel to whatever fits your fancy for it. What are my thoughts on Polymer 80? Well, it's kind of in a gray area. They're not really good, they're not really bad, just somewhere in the middle. My experience personally with them is their warranty service is not the greatest. So before I had this nice black lower, I had an OD green one. I shot maybe 200 rounds through that before I had a major issue. The wall between the magazine well and where the striker mechanism sits for the trigger mechanism part in the lower had actually cracked and was causing malfunctions in my gun. I called their warranty service. They said, "Oh yeah, we can send it out to you. No problem at all." And I was like, "Great, send it out to me. Here's my information." A week later, they say, "Oh, actually, sorry. You have to send it to an FFL that has a Class 3 license." So, a license for selling and distributing machine guns and silencers. And I'm thinking to myself, why would I need to do that? This is not technically a firearm at this point when you're sending it to me. Who knows? So, to get around that, to get away from that annoying warranty service, I decided, hey, I'll just go on my local Craigslist ad, buy one from a guy on there. Bought one for around dealer price, which was very nice of the guy. He's posted them at dealer price. I think he was probably 20 bucks more than dealer price, but I mean, he's got to make some money on it, right? So bought that, made it into an actual firearm, and now here we are with this. Now, why did I later then go and buy a regular Gen 3 Glock 17? Well, to answer that question, I'll show you this. Like this. That was the trigger striker mechanism within the frame failing. I didn't know that at the time, so I swapped out basically every other part that I thought it could be. I swapped out the firing pin, the firing pin spring, I swapped out the ejector, I swapped out the recoil spring. I thought it was a slide issue. And then I borrowed my buddy's Glock 17, swapped my slide onto it, put his slide on the frame of the Polymer 80, shot it, still did that little burst fire before malfunction. And that's where I realized maybe building guns isn't for me. Now, that was just my experience. I know a few other people have experienced that because I was able to go onto a forum, onto a couple YouTube videos, and found out what exactly was going on. At that point, I was just so tired of sinking money into this Polymer 80. I said, it's gonna be way cheaper to just go buy a stock Glock 17, which I did. And the guy was very cool, gave me a We the People concealed carry holster that I do not use because it's not very comfortable. I'm using the T-Rex Arms sidecar, that way I can have a spare mag, and I can have a light and a red dot on it. So all in all, what are my final thoughts on the Polymer 80 frames? Well, on Polymer 80 in general. I think if you're wanting to build a gun yourself, you're not wanting to just, oh, I bought the lower and I bought the upper, slap together, put the pins in like you would on an AR. This is a good project for you. This is a good first gunsmith build. If you're wanting to kind of see whether or not you're wanting to kind of build guns as in from scratch instead of just putting the lower and the upper together. The only reason I would not suggest it personally is from the issues that I've had. That's just me personally. With the issues I've seen and that I've had, I would not want to build another Polymer 80 or 80% firearm, just personally. But remember, this is all my opinion. Go do your own research. I am not the say-all be-all on this matter. Final thoughts. Stay cool, get fit, and stay frosty. That is all for me today. Listen, I know you're probably on the toilet watching this right now. I hope you enjoyed. It would be greatly appreciated if you would like, comment, subscribe. Not for me, but for the algorithm, so that if you're enjoying these videos, then maybe some other people can enjoy these videos. Have a good one.